video as a continuation of the previous video that we had made on loneliness, where I had discussed with you people as to how loneliness is such a gripping topic in our today's world and how it is at the core of most of the emotional disturbances that we are encountering today. And specifically, I have been speaking about depression. Even though depression is not the only illness where loneliness comes at the core, there are several other we see loneliness manifesting in several other disorders also. However, I have been focusing on depression because of the reason that it is the most common, and that is where you can see the issue of loneliness coming across as most fundamental in surrounding the disorder. So what happens is, when a person is in depression, they isolate themselves, and because they are isolated, they start feeling lonely, and because they are feeling lonely, they get further depressed, and as the depression increases, they further isolate themselves, and then they are stuck in this vicious cycle and they just keep spiraling down. So now today let's see how we can break this vicious cycle and come out of this trap of loneliness. So I'm going to be focusing today's video on some very simple hack techniques as to how we can start socializing, right? Because we have to make up our mind to socialize. See, a lot of times what happens is, when we are in that low affect or in a negative mood, we don't want to put effort to go out and socialize. So, and any mental disorder or any emotional disturbance requires that we fight a little bit with ourselves. We have to learn to do those things that might not come very easily to us, but we have to really get up and fight a little bit with ourselves and go ahead and do those things. So today I want to motivate you to go out and socialize. It might not be coming to you very instinctively right now, that going out and talking to people and engaging with new people, but I have to tell you that this is the solution to your problem. Go out and socialize. And that is why I am going to tell you today how. So I am going to start with a few pointers. First thing, be more agreeable. What happens is, I've seen a lot of people, they try to talk to a new person or they try to interact, and they get into more of a confrontational scenario. They start a debate or sort of a to and fro kind of a conversation, and people are not very agreeable. And what happens is, a person always remembers you by the way you made them feel. So now think about this. You've had sort of a debate, full conversation with someone. It might have been a healthy discussion, yet a challenging kind of a discussion. And the other person might have felt a little on the negative side or on the against side of the discussion with you. And that is the feeling that they will be carrying. So here I'm not saying that you have to blindly agree with everything that everyone says. But it is a good idea to validate other people's perspective from time to time. So point number 1. Be more agreeable. Point number 2, approach more people. Go to places where you will find people and get an opportunity to interact. I have seen a lot of teenagers today, they refrain from going to social gatherings. They refrain from going to parties or wherever it is, that their parents might want to take them, or even just a scenario like that. They prefer to stay at home and just binge on social media or online gaming, and that increases their loneliness because they are not even getting a chance to interact with anyone on a physical level. So and I have always been insisting, if you will catch up with my previous videos, on virtual interaction is not a real interaction, because when we are interacting, all our senses need to be stimulated. But in a virtual interaction, when we are chatting, only our visual sense is stimulated, and that is not good enough. We need to engage with another person with all of our senses, with our tactile senses, with our visual, auditory, smell, all of it. And that is when we feel yes, we have really interacted with the person, and that is when it is really satisfying. So we have to go out and meet new people. I know that this might seem like something you would not want to do right now, but believe me, if you just push yourself a little bit, this will be the solution to your problem. Go out and interact with new people. And don't worry if they are not reciprocating your interest. There's a lot of times when people take rejection very personally. This is my third point. People take rejection personally. They feel that, oh, if the person, I haven't shown interest in someone, as a friendship or even in a romantic sort of an approach, and the other person has not shown interest back, and we take it as like, a very devastating thing. But I want to tell you that, I had a teacher who used to use this interesting analogy. She used to say that if someone offers you a chocolate cake, if I offer you a chocolate cake and you do not like chocolate for whatever reason, does that make chocolate bad? No, chocolate is still good. You don't have a choice you don't have a taste for chocolate. That is your personal choice, but chocolate still remains good. So if you present yourself to someone in an interaction and that person might not show interest, that does not mean anything about you. That just means that that person has different choices. That person has a different taste. So don't take rejections personally. Fourth thing that I have been stressing again and again, and I don't think I can stress any less on this. Anyway, I don't think I can stress any more on this. I have been consistently mentioning this again and again, and that is about listening. Listening and showing interest in the other person. So what I see a lot of times is people want to tell about their lives and their feelings, but people don't really show interest in knowing the other person, their life and their feelings. And that is a very lopsided discussion. Everyone wants to talk about themselves. Nobody wants to know about the other person. And when someone is really interested in you, they will want to know about you. They will want to know about your life. And other people like it if we show interest in them. If there is one way to build a relationship with someone, that is to take interest in their life, in their hobbies, in the way they see the world. Like I mentioned in the previous video, entering their world, seeing what their world looks like. And the only way to achieve it is through listening. I know that we all want to talk about ourselves and put ourselves out there, but it is a very good idea to enter into another person's world before we expect another person to do it for us. Do watch my previous video to get a clear idea about what I'm talking. And finally, just be yourself. You don't have to be someone else or something else to be appealing to other people or to be able to build social interactions. I am sure people will like you just the way you are. And believe me, people don't put so much weightage on genuineness and honesty, but that is what actually is the most attractive thing about a person. When a person is just themselves and comfortable being the way they are the people whom people are most comfortable building friendships with. Those are the people that people are most comfortable confiding in, and those are the people that people are most attracted towards in a romantic manner. So just be yourself and be genuine. You don't have to be anyone else to be loved and to have company. And always remember, you are amazing the way you are. So I hope you get up, leave your phone and go out and make some new friends. Have a great day, have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.